If you would like, based on your program process, for counseling session duration to be unchecked by default when a log item is created, you can create an automation to change this process, since as built into Homekeeper, count and session duration will always be checked by default. This is based on HUD 9902 best practices. I'm going to build a simple workflow for the quickest solution, but I will note that the best automation tool that is recommended by Salesforce is Process Builder. I've gone into workflow rules to create that new rule. See Salesforce Help or Homekeeper recommendations if you have never created a Salesforce automation before. I'm going to apply my rule to the log item object and give it a meaningful name and description. This will edit a log item based on evaluation criteria, and in this example, based on the program's decision to have it uncheck, they would want the evaluation to run the rule whenever the record is created. So as soon as a log item is created, this rule would uncheck count and session duration. We're going to run the rule when count and session duration equals true, which is the default based on how Homekeeper is built. I'll click Save and Next. Now I am going to add a workflow action. This is actually what is doing the field update. In this case, the new field update is going to be unchecking count and session duration. You can name this anything. I'm just putting a name in here that's especially descriptive, and descriptions are always good. So we're going to update that specific field. This is a checkbox field, as I demonstrated at the beginning, and we want it to be false, which is unchecked. Now I'll click Save, because that's the only workflow action I need. I'm going to just change this. This is not a step you'll have to do. And now my workflow rule is done, so I will click Done. Lastly, you will activate the workflow rule. Now we see that it is active. Going back to my counseling education, if I add another log item, I see that counseling, the field count and session duration is still on the quick action, and it is filled out. So you could remove this from your quick action. But when I create a log item and click Save, the log item that is added will now have been updated by my workflow rule and uncheck count and session duration. If this process ever changes, you can always deactivate the workflow rule. Thanks for using Homekeeper.